got.
Durag Diaries, yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a Spurs of the moment. It feels like so damn long since one of these, but people think I'm hiding. People think I'm ghosting. I'm about. I'm around. There's things to address. Daniel Levy still pulling the strings at Spurs. This is what we're hearing. Daniel Levy still pulling some sort of strings at Spurs. Things are going in. Spurs are losing. Should we just fold the fucking club, people? Should Spurs just fold the club? Because at this point, we might save ourselves some embarrassment. You know, one of them ones, when you start seeing the rich man go broke and he goes bankrupt. I'm bankrupt. I don't know if you guys know the intricacies of finances and stuff, but bankrupt don't actually mean you're broke. What it means is your company has no money to pay out the debts. That just means them man have funneled money through other realms, maneuvered, offshore accounts, them are things. Spurs might have to do the same thing, yeah? Reinvent, buy a new club, change the name, yeah? We're staying in the Premier League. You know them ones. You know them ones. I know a club in the Premier League that needs new owners. I know a club that's going for cheap. Bankrupt Spurs, fold the thing, start again. Because right now, you're all, championship ball. I ain't on it. I'm just being real. I ain't on it, people. I ain't on it. When it comes to playing QPR, going down to Loftus Road, me not there. Me not there. The only trip that I might do, down to the local, get me down to the O's, get me down to Leyton Orient Stadium. If they get promotion, catch me at that game, local rivalry, Spurs Orient, I'm there. Away from that, boy, championship will wait for me, man. We're gonna have to fold this club before it gets relegated, fam. These I don't even know what them shirts are. I don't even know what them things are. That's all something else. I don't even know what that badge is. You know, I'm just gonna start doing that. This was like something back in the day. You know, you start hearing, it's just it was some group back in the day, man. They were banging like. You're gonna have to start doing one of them ones because we're actually finished. Yeah, you know when Lee Gunner said, "Wahale, we're finished." Yeah, we're finished. Like, wallahi, we are finished. Yeah, we are finished, blood. I don't see this getting any better. This is going to be a very, very honest live, people. Very honest live, because I know a lot of the times, man, I try to do the Spurs, I'm the positive Spurs guy. Yeah, I'm Spurs copium. I am the copium. Fuck buying copium. I am the copium. I always find a way to see the positive. I always find a way to see the good in Spurs. I'm like that deluded girlfriend who says, "No, my man ain't cheating. He's out there online, live posting stories with next girl. No, my man's not cheating on me." That's me right now. Well, it was regarding this club. This club ain't getting relegated. This club ain't that bad. We're Spurs. We don't get relegation battles. I don't even know what that is. Never seen one in my life. Ironically, the only time that I've been close to a relegation battle was the last year that we'd won a trophy. Or the last year after we'd won a trophy, I should say. Which is crazy enough, There really is no such thing as a coincidence in this world. There isn't. This is science. Something is telling us. Something is clear as day, that there needs to be a shift at Spurs. There needs to be a change, and a huge one at that. Last time was Harry Redknapp came in. He brought in all his boys. made it familiar, bring the feel-good factor back to Spurs, and in that first season went in, finished Champions League places. Now, it's probably unrealistic. Terry was saying yesterday, it's highly unrealistic that next year we can go in and even compete for Champions League places when you consider where we're at as a club. Not the level of players, but as a club. But the level of players, this is where we have to generally start to realize and, go back into that space where we go back into that space to where we was at 15 or so years ago, where we had to sell some of our best players. You're getting bids coming in for Berbatov, he's gone. You're getting bids coming in for Modric, gone. Bale, gone. Walker, gone. Like, we're going back into that place where people will start to pick up our best players. They will. Our best players ain't sticking around for this rubbish. Van de Ven, he's already looking elsewhere. Man's been refusing to sign a new contract. He said, yo, I don't see no long-term future here. This ain't what I signed up for. I signed up to win trophies, which he'd done. Signed up to play Champions League football, which he's doing. He didn't sign up for no relegation battles, though. Don't think any of these players signed up for relegation battles. or so they thought. Or so they thought. Because we're getting some of the reports and them things, yeah? Because they thought they didn't sign up for something, but they didn't know. This is all planned. This was thought ahead of the curve. Yeah, my man. People always want to get on to DL, yeah? Man like Daniel Levy, but he was ahead of the curve, yeah? You know them man there? He was way ahead of the curve. No one even knew it. They didn't expect it. But he thought it. So we're going to get into that stuff. But let me come to the chat, man. Let me come to the chat. Big up to the people them inside. I know I didn't even plan this live. It was literally like 10 minutes before I went live. I was like, yo, I didn't go live yesterday. Very, very busy morning. But we're live today. We're live today. And I just clocked there's games on. Crystal Palace is on Thursday. I thought I got a full week to recover from that last game. But we're on Thursday. And we're the only game. So we're getting that prime time booting. Yeah. We're going to get that prime time beating belt to ass. Yo, it's looking dark. It's dark out there. But big up to my guy Ghosted every single time. Big up to my guy Mustafa Mukaro 228. This username shit's pissing me off as well, man. Because why is everyone username coming up? Why can't it just be your names? Ghosted Mustafa. Big up to you, man. Money sleeve needed for Spurs victory against Palace. Money sleeves have been fully retracted. You know when you got the gun jammed, the sleeve has jammed. Yeah? No more sleeves, bro. Yeah. I might try, but then once I reload it, like it's one of them ones, so I can't really sleeve it off anytime soon. And I ain't got the facilities to go get the money sleeve fixed because there's no money. You know what I mean? Bro, in relegation battles, there's not really money. You know what I mean? When I was talking about money sleeves, I was talking about dropping big bread. Talking about Champions League ball. You know, the stars. I was talking about the stars. Yeah. There's no under the lights in this lifetime right now. The only lights we're going to be under is the laboratory ones. When man, them start looking down in this club and finding all the problems, blood. Microscopic. That's what we need. We need to be under the lights of the microscope. Every single facility. Or not facility. Every single department. Because they were saying they done internal reviews of departments last year. There weren't enough done. There weren't enough done, blood. More people need to go. Heads need to roll. Yes, heads need to roll. Because right now, I ain't accepting this. None of us Spurs fans are accepting this. People need to get sacked. They let go of Daniel Levy and called him the scapegoat and said, yeah. We're going to look into the finances of Daniel Levy. We're going to do this. He was doing dodgy stuff. They said he was doing dodgy stuff. Little did we know he was saving us. Daniel Levy was saving us. Spurs fans, we are being saved by Daniel Levy again. It's dark. It's so dark. I feel for Spurs. You won Europa. We improved from Bilbao. Yeah, man. Hey, it's dark. Like, trajectory of one club is third place right now. Trajectory of the other club is 17th or 16th. Sorry, I should say. Technically, I do need to say though, technically, we've improved on last year. I mean, like, you can shoot me, you can get on to me, but if you want to get into the technicalities, we're doing better than last year. All right, but bro, I was saying you're staying up, but your fixtures look rough compared to the other relegation teams. Our fixtures are about the same, to be honest. I think we're playing pretty much the same teams, barring maybe one or two. We do also have to play the likes of Crystal Palace, who are above us, Nottingham Forest, who are below us, Burnley, who are below us. I believe we've got Burnley again. Or did we play Burnley? We may have played Burnley, but we definitely got to play Wolves again. Big up, dude! Relegated Diaries. Yo, I was struggling to do relegated, Hey, I don't blame you, man. Shit, it might be relegated diaries soon. They ain't give me no do-rags, bro. I ain't even what. How am I starting a channel called Durag Diaries and never wearing a do-rag, fam? Like, I should. This is madness. This is madness. I gotta change my name of the channel now because of this club. I gotta change my whole identity because of this club. Literally, I've got an identity crisis right now. I've got identity crisis. Man, looking in the mirror, I don't even know myself. It's mad. I have to be real, Jords. Man, these players, I have to be real, Jords, man. These players ain't good enough. I've said it for ages, bro. I mean, it's fair. It's a fair point. Definitely a lot of the players ain't good enough. I think, obviously, we're missing a lot of first-team players, innit? So even when a lot of us say this team ain't good enough, I think we're referencing the players that are playing on the pitch rather than the players that are missing. But ultimately, the players that are missing have contributed to this situation as well. We've lost a lot of the games with the players that are missing in there. So it's just dire situation. I think ultimately we need a huge change. Players, manager, coaching, medical department. More important, the medical department is the biggest change that's needed. The medical department is the biggest change that is needed. And, I don't know if people saw, there were some reports regarding Scott Munn that come out just a couple of days ago about people within Spurs being reluctant to change and being reluctant to make certain changes. Now, he didn't reference whether that was above him, whether that was, board level, Joe Lewis, Vivian Lewis, Josh Lewis, whoever they are, or whether that was below him with the people that have sort of been ingrained into the casual, what do we call it? The casual approach by Spurs season in, season out. And, I don't know if people have had this experience before, but I've gone into companies where the processes and systems are so old. Everyone's just used to them. Nobody wants change. You try to make change and everyone's like, oh, but we've done it like this for so long. But this works because we've done it like this. But just because something works doing it that way doesn't mean it can't be optimized. Doesn't mean it can't be made to be better. And a lot of the times when you're that person pushing the change in an organization that doesn't want change or is not being led by someone who wants to make a lot of changes, you're going to be frowned upon. You're going to look like a madman. And then you're not going to fit in with that, who are now, makes an uncomfortable work environment. As to why Scott Munn, to be fair, I have to be real, don't think he done a good job anyway. Now, obviously, we can't judge his job directly because we don't actually see what they do on the day-to-day. We only see the bigger picture things and if deals come through at the end and so on, because obviously they're working on the more commercialization of the football club. But from that commercialization standpoint, during his time of being in Spurs, which is about 18 months, 12 to 18 months he was there, Spurs didn't make no progress. Spurs didn't take forward commercially. I'm pretty sure he was brought in to, help find a stadium sponsor, which wasn't done. Daniel Levy failed to do that for 6 or 7 years. And I know they were building up the Tottenham Hotspur name through all the rentals. Let's just have it right, bro. We're renting out our fucking stadium. So through all the stadium rentals and so on. But, you know, I think it's very clear to say, regardless of what his actual impact was, the fact that he's pointed out that to be a big problem is where the issues have been with Spurs. Is everyone is so ingrained in this shit mentality. A lot of people need to be fired. There needs to be a whole new setup at Spurs. Get some fresh faces in there. Get a new setting, a new standard be set, and be like, "Yo, this is how we're going to proceed. This is our 5 to 10 year plan." Because even Terry said it yesterday, and if rivals can see it, it's even more worrying that people like there is no direction with Spurs, and this is why I said fold the club. Because where can a company go without with a lack of direction from its leaders? If the leaders don't know where they want to go, how do the people below at sort of the soldier level know where they want to go? How do they know what their next step is, what their plan is? How do they feel a part of something? You can't feel a part of something if there is no plan on how that, you're going to create that, because being a part of a club that just has supporters and we're known as a big club but don't win anything, let's have it right, it's just shit. It's shit. Being a player that's been loyal to a club for 15 years but never won anything, nobody cares. Nobody talks about fucking Kevin Nolan, Mark Noble. Nobody talks about those types of players, and respect to both of them, because Mark Noble, class professional, very good player. Kevin Nolan as well. He's a Barclays man. Bagged hella goals. But let's have it right. These men didn't win trophies like that. Mark Noble, maybe at the end of his tenure, did he win at that time the Conference League? Maybe. But nobody's going to remember these, man. Nobody's going to be talking about these, man. Yeah? People talk about players that lift things, players that have done things. When we talk about Spurs over this last 20-year period, and I've grown up across this 20-year period. This has been my core period as a Spurs fan, the last 20 years. When I talk about Spurs across this 20 years, I'm going to remember the Harry Redknapp team. Yeah, the first team that actually showed me success. I'm going to remember that Pochettino team, but it's going to phase out. There's going to be like just a murky gap in between that 50. When I'm like 60, there's like 15 years. I'm just going to be like, yo, we played some great football in these times, had some top players, but we didn't do nothing. Then I'm going to talk about the players that I remember from this win. Like the worst signing ever managed to carry us. Like, ultimately, Spurs need to build that environment where the standard is winning. Anything but winning is below the standard and has not been good enough. You do not reward players for getting to finals. Reward players for winning finals. Punish players for not winning. That's the way I see it. And you got to be ruthless. Ruthless in your approach. And that sets the standard for the lower players, and then below, and then below, and then you sort of feed that mentality through to the academy. That's where Man City has got to where it's at right now. Because 20 years ago, Man City didn't have this mentality. But over the last 15 years, they've fed that mentality through from the top through to the bottom, having all these players come through, a little academy player coming up and having that same mentality, coming in. And then by now, it's just normal. Everyone that comes into a club understands. Only win. If you don't win, it's not good enough. We don't reward failure over here. Spurs reward failure. That's the problem. That's our problem. Shit players and shit managers, bro. We are finished. Yeah. We should have signed players in Jan. We haven't replaced our goal scorers in the team. We haven't replaced Harry Kane and Son, fam. That's a fact. We ain't replaced Kane and Son. Like, how many times you mentioned my club this morning, Jords? None, actually. I don't even think I've said Arsenal. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, people. I generally don't even think I've said Arsenal. I saw money sleeve in the summer just for you to be doing relegation battles. Yeah, man. I spent all my money in the summer, innit? So bankrupt right now. It's one of them ones. If Spurs go down, are you going to shut down your channel? Maybe, bro. Maybe I'll just rebrand like Saeed was saying. I might have to be an all Premier League channel. Now, I'll be honest. My channel would just become Jords content, innit? To be fair, I've been planning anyway, over the summer to do like a little bit of a revamp of the channel, just to change up how we approach the new year. Because I'll be honest, man, desktop streams are fun. I love coming here to speak to the chat, speak with you guys, but it can be a little bit boring. It can be a little bit boring when you do it for so long, so many years, and the repetitiveness of just, ultimately I'm talking to a fucking screen, bruv. I know I'm speaking to you guys, isn't it? So, but I'm speaking to a screen. I want to get outside and do some things more outside and just diversify the content more. So, I'm always open to some feedback on that side of things, constructive, negative, whatever you want to say. If you want to say my streams are shit, then hey, I'd rather you give me the feedback than not give me the feedback. So yeah, man, just so in the summer I'm looking to make some changes anyway. I'm not saying that obviously I'm still going to be covering heavy Tottenham content, but may still do some other things as well, just for the sake of it, innit? Like, why not get a little bit more creative? You know them ones. Well, squad needs to be revamped, bro. Most of our players were signed from relegation for the teams, and now we're fighting relegation. That's a fact, bro. And I've championed before signing some players from relegation sides, the best player of a relegation side. But when you're signing players who have continuously been relegated, and you expect them to improve your team whilst bringing into your team that mentality of relegation, it's not good. It don't really make sense. And yeah, we've just got like Vicario's been shit recently, bro. He's been awful. The thing is, he's such a good one-on-one goalkeeper at times, yeah, that you overlook a lot of the things he does bad, but he's been a huge problem for us this season. I can't even lie. And it took me too long to realize because, I tried to focus on the fact that he's a good shot stopper because I'll be honest, even until now, like, I'm more about goalkeepers that can use their hands than use their feet. The feet things that, like, I get you can play out from the back. Nice. That's cool. It's pretty. But ultimately, it's like makeup. It's just an add-on, man. It's like that's something that you're gonna do every now and then. That's gonna make me feel like, oh yeah, cold. But what is your bread and butter? Yeah. What are we gonna see you dealing with? What you dealing with? It's your hands. How good are you with those hands? Why for that? But you know what I mean? Like, how good are you in goal shot stopping? How good are you when you're coming out on the 1v1s? What are your reactions like? That's the most important thing for me. Spurs Jords doing a YouTube thing. Hook star? Nah, no YouTube thing today, man. Well, I don't think so. Anyway, I don't even know what I was talking about 10 minutes ago. You know them ones. Jords, bring back the money sleeve merch. I ain't even brought it out. I know you've been asking for it for so long, but I ain't even brought it out. But bro, this year you gotta see it. If I brought out a money sleeve merch this season, what would even happen to it? What would even happen to it? Nobody's buying money sleeves from me. We ain't dropped no fucking money sleeves, bro. We've been taking L's. L's upon L's upon L's. But, and also I did say once we get to 5K, I'll start to, do those things. And we're like 300 off. So we're still close. We're still some way away. We're around. So we got to see in it. We got to see. No Rag Diaries. Yeah, bro. That's where we're at right now. No Rag Diaries. Hi, Jords. I big up to my guy Jay. Where are you in the world? Keep us updated. I hope you're floating in some what do you call them? Some friendly oceans, yeah, friendly seas. I hope you're not in the zones, yeah, because there's a lot going on. But you see why I hate this club and I can't watch them. I'm praying the UK don't get involved in this Iran stuff. Keep safe, bro. Big up to you, and I hope you keep safe as well. Because, like I said, you're around in a lot of different countries, so I don't really know. And I'll be honest, I don't really know too much of the ins and outs of what's going on because I just stay out of the news. I'll be honest, unless it's like breaking news and it's like forced to your phone through socials. I try to stay out of the news, man. I try to stay out of the news and just focus on what we can control or what I can control. And that's why I've stopped watching Spurs. I can't control men kicking a ball into a fucking net. And these men making me get mad when they can't kick a ball into the net. So sometimes you just have to take a step back and realize, is this really that important? Men kicking a ball into the net, is it that deep? Nah, it's not that deep. You know, one of them ones. Not today, man. Not today. Not today. Aw. But we could be 9 ahead, which is a crucial final. That's a final. I'm not talking about finals. I don't even know what finals. St James going to be bouncing. Yeah, Newcastle's gonna be a tough game for you, man. I'll tell you that. Levy said Tottenham will miss him when he's gone. Wonder what he knows. Ahead of the curve. I'm telling you, Man said championship vlogs. There is no way. I can't believe man don't think I'm doing championship vlogs. Nothing will change until Enix sells, bro. Every time this flange guy opens his mouth, it's bad luck. Yeah, he's a joke, man. Big up to Roll G Blanco checking in from the Twitch. Sorry if I'm a little bit late. What do you think of the match against Atleti? So Atletico is going to be a real tough game. You're going up against one of the best defensive sides in the world, you know, with regards to their system and structural setup. Now, we know Arsenal absolutely demolished them early in the season, picked them apart, and just we're not Arsenal. I think that's the way to put it. Is we're not Arsenal. We haven't got the technical ability to move through the team as swiftly and smoothly as the way they did. It's going to be a real tough battle, a physical game. It's all about winning those duels. We're going to be setting up in a very similar structure to them. So honestly, I think it's going to be a boring one. But Atletico just have more quality than us. You're talking about the likes of Lookman. You're talking about the likes of Julian Alvarez. You're talking about Griezmann's still there. I'm pretty sure. I saw a deal between him and someone else, but I'm pretty sure Griezmann's still there. You've got a lot of quality in that team. A lot of quality that sets them apart from us. We just signed Conor Gallagher from them, and he was a bench player, and he's probably going to be starting in that game for us. So when I look at that game, it's not looking good for us. I'll be honest, it's not looking good. I'd fancy Atletico Madrid to win. I don't think it's going to be huge margins, but they also dealt with Barcelona just a couple of weeks ago. 4-0, 4 on their head top. So who's to say they won't put 4 on our head top? I don't think it's going to be a pretty watch, though. Away from home in that first game, forget about it. That one's looking fugazi, man. It's just looking fugazi. I can't believe you didn't blog LA, you donut. I'm so annoyed. I misspelled believe. You misspelled. Can't believe you misspelled. And Naji on it. Because obviously when I was in LA, I was doing actual work. I can't vlog actual work, innit? Like you want me to be in a business meeting and being like, yo, so Durag Diaries, you know, we're talking some business here, getting some figures and some numbers, putting it all together. Yeah, look at this. Deals signed, 100 racks. I don't know what the fuck you don't want me to vlog, bruv. Man's in meetings, man's doing work, like literally. So I hear it. I didn't. You know what it is? I'm generally not that type of person. I'll do IRL content. It's not within me naturally, but I'm definitely gonna get into it more this summer. Might have to do Gal Talk if you get rid of it. That could never be my channel, man. That couldn't be my channel, not Gal Talk. 2026, nah, man. That's not me. That's not my story. Yo, chat. What do we think of Tottenham? Well, I think you're up very early again, Bayesian. Yeah, 5 a.m. into the blood clot. Slow yourself down. Yeah, yo, watch out. Watch out, because I don't know why you're so excited this early in the morning. Yeah, hold day. That sounds mad. I don't know what that is, but coming new gunners apparently, if you say so. I remember when Jords said Vicario. No, I didn't say that. That's cap. I didn't say baby Buffon. Buffon's one of my favorite goalkeepers of all time. Man said baby Buffon. Get out of here. I never said that. He can't even come for crosses. He can't kick. Shot stopping is sketchy. He should have saved the Iwobi's effort. Man's got bagels for hands unless it's a reaction save. The Iwobi goal was a good finish, man. I'll be honest. It was a very good finish. So I'm not going to sit here and blame that one on him, but you're not wrong about the other things. You're not wrong about the other things. Big up to my guy, Beans Pun Toast. Yeah, my brother. You, man, better get your canned goods and non-perishable items. Canned goods is in check. Beans Pun Toast. Yeah. George, you're not getting relegated, bro. Big up to my guy, Machina Joe. A lot of Spurs fans are panicking like drama queens. You'll stay up. Vicario's rugby free kick into touch was hilarious. Then Trudeau clapping sarcastically. Yeah. Vicario's that free kick. You know, like I hate when goalkeepers do that. When they're like, yo, move out the way. to go take the free kick to then just lob it into any next area. Like, get out of here. Like, what are we even doing? A man is getting ready to work, mate. This is normal time to be up for a normal adult, bruv. 5 a.m. is not a normal time to get up for a normal adult. I'm an adult. I don't get up at 5. More like 7. But I hear it. Definitely. You're an early bird. And I rate that, to be fair. I need to do that. More productive days and them things. Yo, Jords, only SLD is, yeah, big. Yo, facts. I can't believe I've got a chat full of mods and nobody is pushing the likes. Can't believe what people are doing. Can't believe I've only got one man trying to push the likes. I can't believe, bro. Your question, George, if you chat shit, will you still if you stay up, will you still chat shit before the next NLD? Yes. Asking silly questions. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, Bayesian. But smash the like button. Like you smash your girl in the backers. Yeah, man. Make sure you smash the likes, people. I don't really ask too much, and I ain't even been pushing likes too much recently because I clearly get some people don't like when it's a little bit pushy. Like, I ain't gonna force you, but it'd be much appreciated. You know them ones. James Bond thinks we're shit. Cool. George doing a good job keeping hooks in our memory. Otherwise, man would have been forgotten. I try, bro. I try every now and then. I've got to give you a little. By the way, yeah. I've got to do it every now and then, just to keep you guys remembering the bro that he's gonna be back soon. Like soon. Like 8 weeks soon. 8 weeks is pretty soon, trust me. But we have some news, and I have to share it because when I was talking about Daniel Levy being ahead of the curve, I wasn't lying. And I was trying to let you guys know, clauses have been put in place. Levy planned for relegation. Levy knew what was coming before anyone. Levy knew what was coming our way. And he decided, I'm going to protect this club. I'm going to keep this club from financially losing its place. Because you know you always cared about the numbers. There's one thing. And Daniel Levy made sure. You know, like when The Rock said, if you can smell what Levy's cooking. Yeah? And that's the bottom line because Levy said so. He protected the bottom line. You know them ones. Because Hotspur. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, wrong button. David Ornstein reported yesterday that Tottenham Hotspur players face wage cuts. The wages are going to be chopping in half. Yeah? It's going to be chopped in half. Most contracts include clauses to lower salary, vast majority by 50%. So most of these, man, are losing all their money. If this ain't a big enough motivator, then I don't know what is. Because some men ain't going to be able to pay their damn bills next year. Yeah? When you start seeing mandem's yards remortgaged, start seeing mandem's yards up for sale, just know where. Man, them pays are being chopped. Because we needed this. I can't lie. I just wanted to make sure. Now, I knew this in the grand scheme of things. Football, any club that doesn't plan for this is stupid. And it's clear negligence from whoever's been running that club. But the provisions were placed in all deals under Daniel Levy. So Spurs have some financial protection. Big up to my guy, Daniel Levy, each and every bumper pussy ass clock time. Yeah? As Bayesian says here. Because... you know what? Shout out to Levy. I think one thing that I can give him and nobody can take away from him is he is a very, very good businessman. So whether you want to hate on his football acumen, which I do as well, I think he's a horrible, horrible man to run your football club. But if I needed any man to run my business, Daniel Levy, top of the list. Let's be real. Let's have it right. If you guys wanted someone to run a business for you, it's gonna be Daniel Levy. Because he's gonna make your money. He's gonna make you as much money whilst keeping the costs at a minimum. That's what he will do. So I hated on Levy for him running my club. I didn't hate on him for being a good businessman. But he helped us out. Clearly, he was thinking long term. He was one of the only smart ones that actually thought long term for this club. And relegation, whether it was upon us within a year, 9 months after him leaving, which is mad. It's mad. Like, if Daniel Levy was African, man, then would start saying that there's Judge. Man, then would start saying that he went home and started banging Judge because it's rather convenient. It's rather convenient that 9 months after he leaves, Spurs potentially relegated. That's bad. It is bad. But to him, he's going to start doing the Ange thing if we get relegated. I told you guys, this club can't run without me. I was always had the best club's best interests at heart. Rare tear, all of that. So we'll have to see. Simmons will be earning 20k in the championship. Nah, he'll be on about 100. He's on big butter. Him and Gallagher are both on 200 racks. Trust me, they'll be comfy. The ones that won't be comfy are, I'm trying to think who's on I think Van der Ven's on 70, 80k. He ain't gonna be comfy. He might even be on 60 racks. He ain't gonna be comfy when you're on half that money plus another half. Yo, your pay's now down at 15 racks a month from 30, 40 after tax. A week, sorry. Man, I was trying to make that sound dark. It's not dark. But you know what I mean, innit? From where it's come to where it could be, it will be dark for him. But your players are shit, but you'll stay up, buy better next time. Beto and Barry would get out of here, Machina, man. Man said Beto and Barry would fit in perfectly with this group of Spurs players. Get out of here, man. Beto and Barry are awful. Beto and Barry are awful. I watched them to this day wondering how they score goals. You've got two of the worst strikers I've ever seen in Premier League history. They are so bad. So bad. Barry doesn't even have a good goal in his catalogue. This is them guys that you see up front goal hanging at Sunday League, at Power League. They're goal hanging on five-a-side. That's Barry. I can't even fathom. Them man don't give a fuck about that clause. They'll just fuck off to another club while you bum suffer in the championship. That is true. But not everyone's going to be able to go to another club. Not everyone's going to be able to get paid the same. You have to negotiate for that pay to be the same. And after a relegation, after being part of a relegation side, your pay is definitely dropping. Barry's rubbish and lazy. Yeah, he's awful. Generally so bad. Beto and Barry start for Spurs. They don't start for Solanke. We're gone mad. Well, all your Spurs fans, more rival fans in here than Cock and Ball fans FC. You know me, Beja, man. I'll be honest. My chat's always been full of more rival fans than Spurs fans. We have a good Spurs community, but ultimately, nobody wants to watch Spurs content right now. I barely want to do Spurs content. Why would I want to watch it? And I don't hate people for Spurs fans right now. They should go and live their life. Let them go enjoy. Let them go have experiences. Let them go touch grass. Let them go and take in this vitamin C because there's sun outside. There's things to do. We're coming into spring. It's no longer winter. You ain't forced to stay at home and watch this shit. So I don't blame Spurs fans not wanting to watch my content, let alone not watch Spurs. It's just where we're at right now. You man are good Bayesian, so you want to watch every single game. You can't wait to get to the next game. But I know there's been years where you've been in my position, where you're just thinking, bro, is there any point in watching this team? We're not going to win nothing. You've been there for a very long time. So don't act like you're not privileged. You're trying to act like you're privileged now. You're not privileged. You're not at all. You know where I've been. And you've been here before. As many Spurs fans have, as many Arsenal fans have. So don't try like you're better than us, because you're not. You're not. Oh, you admit you was wrong. Heavy on that one. Barrio Soldado. That's two cheeks of an arse, bruv. 2 cheeks of an actual arse. Not gonna lie, it must really suck to be a Spurs fan. There's never been a time Arsenal have been in this position, mate. 2 wins in 16 under Arteta. You've definitely been there. You've definitely been there. Zaw! Zaw! We're 15th blood! We're 15th blood! You man have been there. So don't act like you haven't been in this position. You've got your biggest content creators out there screaming it on YouTube channels. The clips going around for years. Yeah, millions of views on clips. Trust me, you can't sit here and act like that. You ain't been down bad before. You might not have been in that clip, but you was behind that clip, watching it at home, thinking the same thing, thinking the exact. You were probably one of the fans not watching Arsenal content at that time. You're probably not watching Arsenal content at that time. Why? Because you're just like all the Spurs fans right now, not wanting to see any of it. Man had Zaha step on a stand on a step ladder. Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. But we are fucked, man. If we don't come back up to the Prem after one season, as you can only lose 15 million in the championships. They might give us a Bly for the first year, but we won't be able to run the stadium year 2. Yeah, we would struggle. We would actually really struggle being a club of our size in the championship. Like, we'd get promoted straight away, but that 1 year would hit us financially heavy. Like, we'd be recovering that financial loss over the next couple of years. We have never been about to be relegated in March. Spurs have done it in consecutive seasons. We wasn't about to be relegated last year. We were safe from relegation at this time, like very safe. I think we had like a 10-point gap. But there's the state we are in to Arsenal and still able to imagine having a better team 3 times over and still win nothing. Arsenal or Dortmund of the Prem. Yeah, like the fact that they're so much better than us and still might not win more than us in the last 12 months is madness. Madness. But do you guys have any questions? Because I'll be honest, I don't want to talk about the Fulham game. It's pointless. I mean, I done my review, so you can watch my reaction yesterday, but pretty much that's the same reaction as to what I've had over the last 6, 7, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks. Like, it's just been shit. Football's been shit. Effort's been shit. Players have been shit. Quality's not been there. There's just a lack of progression from the defense to the midfield to the attack. When we do get forward to the attack, it tends to be that we're skipping ahead. We're skipping one phase through that midfield. So it's going over the midfield into the attack. And then we're just attacking sort of in those wide channel areas, trying to get 1v1s. And it has to be real moments of magic from individuals before you actually create a good opportunity. So it's quite clear to see there's a lack of a system and a structured setup. Now, Igor Tudor was never going to come in and bring a full structural setup, but you'd expect some, basic principles to be implemented in the way that you want the team to play, whether that's overlaps, whether that's, midfielders keeping tight, I'm just not seeing the basic principles. Like I said, now he did say, he's not going to implement his system in personally. Sorry, I literally just got a work message. But, I think I didn't expect him to implement his own system individually, but I expected some of those principles to be seen within the first 2 games. Now, obviously, it has only been 2 games. It's only been about nearly 3 weeks that he's worked with the players, give or take. So I'm not going to call for his head or nothing like that, because ultimately it doesn't matter. We just need someone to come and put this fire out. But this game against Crystal Palace will be huge in a few days. Huge. The return of Brennan Johnson, of course, and I hope that I've got a feeling he's going to score, and probably he could score the winner for them, which wouldn't be a surprise. But Spurs need these 3 points. Like, this isn't a case of me even sitting there trying to do any copium. I can't really tell you how I think the game's going to go, but Spurs need these points from Crystal Palace. The biggest reason why is because Nottingham Forest are only 2 points behind us, and West Ham are only 4 points behind us. They're too close, far too close to my liking. Another point is, even if we beat Crystal Palace, we're still going to be 3 points behind them. It puts us into 15th. Oh, that's if Leeds don't pick up a result this week. But we need the points. We need to find 3 or 4 wins, I'd say 4 wins to be safe, get to that 40-point mark, get 3 wins and 2 draws in the next 10 games. That's a result in 5 games, a loss in 5 games. Can I see that happening? If we let's just say, can I see 3 wins? Now, last week, if you ask me, most definitely. Now, if you ask me, I think I see Leeds being a win, Wolves being a win, and maybe this Palace game. Like, if I had to look at it and be realistic, they're the 3 games I can see us potentially winning with some luck, leaning on the fact that Palace and Leeds are both at home and Wolves is away, who have been good away from home. And then maybe if we can get draws against Forest and Sunderland, we'll be safe. Then that leaves us with potential losses in the games against Liverpool, Brighton, Villa, Chelsea, and Everton, which is still awful. I'm not going to lie, it's still awful. But when you look at these games, it's definitely possible to ensure that we do stay out, but it's not looking great in it. Now, this picture could change, with some updates to the squad and who's going to be available and so on. But luckily for us, there is sort of a break between the fixtures, and that breakups begins not next weekend, but a weekend after that. Is it a weekend after that? Yeah, not next weekend, the weekend after that. We then have 3 weeks before our next game, as the next 2 weeks are going to be internationals, and then our game will be played on the 11th. So we have a long break until that game, and hopefully we can have some players come back from injury in that time. But let me just catch up. Then saying Van de Ven Romero wants to leave. Which one you keeping? I'm going to keep Van de Ven. I'll let Romero go. I said it last summer. I was willing to see Romero's backside because of everything that he was sort of doing, saying, and alluding to, and it's quite clear this season. There's not been an improvement on that side of things, mentality-wise, focus-wise. Him being made captain hasn't made it any better either. So I'm ready to part ways with Romero. I appreciate his quality, but I just don't want him a long time. So if you do get relegated, which 4 main players leave? Romero, Van de Ven. I'd say Romero, Van de Ven, Vicario, and see, I would say Xavi Simons, but I don't think he would leave so soon. I actually don't think he would. I think he'd fug it out for another year, get back to the Prem, and then potentially leave. Xavi Simons could leave though. I wouldn't rule that out. Let me just say those 4 players I wouldn't rule out, because Xavi Simons probably start angling for a move himself. So yeah, I'll definitely say Van de Ven. Van de Ven. Yeah, Van de Ven, Romero, Xavi Simons, and Vicario would be my 4. Which players would you put on the transfer list come May? Paulinho is only Paulinho. Sorry. I would transfer list. It's a good question, to be honest. Because transfer list puts down their value, so I wouldn't transfer list anyone apart from Bissouma, Bentancur, Gallagher. I know it's not going to happen, but I would definitely transfer list him. I'd look into receiving bids for Sarr. And then in that forward line, I'd sell Richarlison. Colmani's on loan, so he'll be sent back anyway. And then definitely, I'm not gonna lie, Odebert's got an ACL, so he's going nowhere as well. So yeah, I don't really know. That's some of the players that I would say. 50% wage cuts, that man are cutting. Yeah, a lot of players will cut. I'm not gonna lie. Jords, you mentioned Levy before. Levy did good for Modric by refusing to sell him to Chelsea, but then he went on 128 trophies at the Bernabeu. Us Croatians benefit from Modric going to Real Madrid. Yeah, big up to you guys, man. I'm glad it obviously benefited your community. And no, it was huge for us. Huge for us in Levy to refuse him to sell to Chelsea, because Chelsea were putting in some big money, and they actually bidded more than Real Madrid at that time. But the sell to Real Madrid was more key for us than to sell him to Chelsea, because direct rivals at that point, we never do business with Chelsea. It would have been awful for us. And also, his career probably wouldn't have had the same trajectory, because Chelsea was such an up and down club, whereas Real Madrid, he had a stable. And I suppose it's wrong to say Real Madrid is stable, because it's not. But the continuation at Real Madrid is quite clear with the players, rather than there being so much change in the players. The managers change. And obviously, he's created a legendary career over there. So, I love that for him, and you know he can thank Daniel Levy for that one for real. Levy was a good CEO. Now you look back at it, he was a good CEO. He wasn't good at running the football club. That's the two very different things. George, you need to shape up. Hairline's growing out. I gotta get mine tomorrow. Yeah, man, I'm like a month without a trim right now. So to me, this is pretty good. Like as you can see, if I go down like this, the hairline's there. Right now, the hairline's not there, but it's all good. I get a haircut when I need to get a haircut. You know, one of them ones. I was hoping I could wear my do-rag, but shit, I ain't got nothing to wear a do-rag for. Um, but 100%, I reckon going to Madrid was better than Chelsea for Madrid. Yeah, no doubt about that. But before I head out, people, before I do head out, because I do need to get back to my work day. Is there anything else? Is there anything else I haven't answered? Anything that I've missed in the chat? Please feel free to let me know. Sort of just yeah, man, this is you guys live. This is for you guys. Just keep asking me shit. I should be back live tomorrow. I'm gonna try to pull together a little bit of a panel because obviously with everything that's going on with Spurs right now, I think it's only fair that you guys get to have a little bit of a laugh at the Spurs community whilst we have a little bit of a therapy session, because I mean it's needed from our side. We definitely need some therapy, but it will also be good just to understand, speak to some of the guys, see where they're at. If everyone else has accepted relegation, is there a way around it? Has anyone watched this football and seen some good things? Like I'm really interested to find out. So we're gonna get that done sometime over the next week. And I know I always say this, but sometimes I forget. Sometimes life happens in it, so it may or may not happen. But I'm gonna work on trying to get something done like that real soon. Because we do have some good Spurs contingents. We do have some good Spurs contingents around that we can get on. God bless you, Jords. I'm going, son. Got things to do. Big up to Machina Joe. I appreciate you every single time. I will be heading out as well. And in the meantime, what I will be doing is I'll send you over to the Two Marks show. The Two Marks show, who is going to go. Oh, they're currently live, actually. They are currently live. So oh swear, he planned it. What do you mean? I'm baffed. Hooks in the house, people. I know a lot of people have been asking for Hooks. Hooks is here, yeah. By the way, he's in the chat, not on the live. But Hooks, get out your message, bro, so I know what you're actually talking about, so I can answer it before I leave. I was about to end the stream and then you hop in. What do you mean he planned? Because I don't know what I planned. Don't know. But I've been here, been about. Guys like Hooks have been hiding. They drop points and they hide. They pick up points and they're around. I said he planned. He's talking about the title. His title. Fez. I hear what you're doing. You're trying to come in on the trolling thing. Well, by the way, a YouTube title is just a YouTube title. But one thing that is sure is Daniel Levy knew stars were aligning. And with that, the stars aligned for me to end the stream. God bless, goodbye, have a good day, people.